Hello everyone. Today we are going to learn something about variables, but we are not going to dive deeper into variables in this video because this is still in the early stage of learning Python. So we are going to talk about something like variable names, naming convention of variables. So you can call this video as the naming convention or the variable name, of course, in Python. So variables can have short name like, for example, then B, C, D, something like that. Or you can also use, let's say, X, Y, Z like this. So these are short names, but it can also have some descriptive name. For example, I am creating a variable for storing my name. So the variable name can be my name or my name or my name or my name like this. These all are accurate. Yeah, I know that you might say that, hey Fahim, you have showed us many ways to write descriptive variables, but which type is the more appropriate, more conventional? Don't worry, I'm going to talk about that later in this video, of course. So for now, let me simply show you how you can name your variable in Python. These are all accurate. Don't get me wrong, these all are accurate, but there are some conventions we need to follow if we want to write code in a more professional way. So firstly, we need to understand that a variable's name must start with a letter or the underscore character, because the variable name cannot start with a number. Let me give you an example first. So for example, if I say underscore age, this is an appropriate name for a variable. But if I start the variable name with a digit, let's say 7age, this is not appropriate, or this is not a variable. You can't declare any variable that has a digit in front of that name. For example, you see, whenever I have added a digit here, instantly it's getting read something different. And when I hover my mouse here, it tells me that this is not defined or something else. The main reason is that you can't start any variable name with a digit in front of this. All right, so there goes it. But let's say if I add an underscore, then it becomes a solid variable. So you have to keep in mind that you have to start your variable name either with a letter, any letter, or with an underscore. And then you can add any kind of digit you want. You can also input any kind of digits in the middle as well. Those all are accurate in a sense for declaring variable, but you can't start in a variable name with a digit. And you have to make sure that a variable name can only contain alphanumeric character and underscore. What is alphanumeric character? Alphanumeric character is something like A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, like this English alphabet. It can be small letter, it can be uppercase letter as well. And it can contain number from 0 to 9, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, of course, in between or at the end of the variable name, because you can't start any variable name starting with digit, right? I have already covered that. And you can also include an underscore. So these all are called alphanumeric characters. All right, so let's say I can declare a variable name like this. I have started it with an underscore, so I can obviously use digits and uppercase or lowercase letter. So this is a variable, but you can't add any symbol in your variable name. For example, I can't add these, I can't add these, I can't add these, because these are not alphanumeric. So we don't do that. All right, and then you have to understand, I know that I have already covered this in earlier video, but if you haven't seen that, then I would definitely recommend you to check that video before watching this video. So let me tell you again, Python's variable name are always case sensitive. So variable names are case sensitive. That means, let's say I am declaring a variable like this name. I am declaring another variable, but using the same name as the name, or I can use like this name. If we see, or if we notice these three words is kind of same, because these three words basically say the same thing, name, right? Name, name. But if we look deeper, we see that there are some variations. For example, in line number 7, the variable name in the leading in starts with a capital letter, but in line number 18, all of them are in the lowercase letter. And in line number 19, the first letter of name N is the capital letter and the last letter E is also capital letter. These all are different in Python. Python is case sensitive language and therefore uppercase letter and lowercase letter are different. Let me give you another example here. For example, X and capital X. We might say that these are different because those both are X, but no, they are different because Python is a case sensitive language. So as in line number 21, this X is a small letter X, and in line number 22, this is an uppercase X. So they are different. All right. And a variable name cannot be any of the Python's keyword. Python has a lot of fixed reserved keyword and we can't use them. For example, we can't use something like and as the variable name, we can't use as the variable name, we can't use break as the variable name, we can't use class as the variable name, and we can't use del as the variable name. So Python has a lot of reserved keywords and those are not meant to use as the variable name. There are a lot of them. We don't need to memorize them, because whenever we would write code in Python, those would automatically be remembered by us. So I would talk about those later.